Y'all, recently American actor Val Kilmer passed away. Being giant fans of his at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Douglas and Fran have released a series of homages in honor of the man and the characters that he played. We are going to cover 3 of them back to back to back today.
So dock the halls for our Dock Holiday!
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. We're so glad you're here. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too. And for our mention today, we wanted to start by mentioning the 2 soaps that we already have in our collection from PAA. This one is The Town Itself. Douglas and Fran made several pilgrimages to Tombstone to refine it. What do you think of this one?
I love how the rose in this is completely masculine. Somehow it just adds a fun little air to the town. And then you add in the gunpowder and the leather, and it is an adventure.
And I can't explain it, but every red-blooded American male seems like they love a gunpowder scent, whether they like guns or not. This is my pony. Y'all, there was just something about this. We put it on to watch Tombstone last night. Best decision I ever made in my life. And then the most recent addition to our masterpiece collection. Constant viewers will have seen us do Dapper Doc, 2 set notes, Lilac and Fig. That's it. But y'all, where they came together and disappeared into each other, a brand new world of glory was unveiled. I loved this
Me too. I still don't think I've quite figured it out, but I've loved every second I've spent with it so far.
I even find daffodils hiding under the surface. So if you've ever wanted to know what Dapper Doc might smell like in Tombstone, Arizona, we invite you to the beginning of our Doc Holiday with Tombstoned Immaculate. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, from the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Val Kilmer gave us an unforgettable Doc Holiday. Sickly, sharp, soulful, and a transcendent Jim Morrison, glowing with dangerous beauty and poetic madness. Tombstoned Immaculate is our heartfelt tribute to both sides of this remarkable artist, the Velvet Smooth Outlaw and the Lizard King in leather paints. This special CK6 mashup blends 2 of our most beloved scents, Tombstone and Dapper Docs, into something entirely new. A ghostly, intoxicating aroma that feels like standing on a dusty street in 1890s Arizona, with a flower tucked into your lapel and poetry on your breath.
The kind of actor you felt like you knew. Val Kilmer was more than an actor. He was a shapeshifter. He could be the sarcastic sidekick, the doomed rock star, the quiet storm, or the reluctant hero. I think Tombstoned Immaculate captures all of that. Masculine, mysterious, elegant, dangerous, unforgettable. In loving memory of Val Kilmer. For Tombstone, The Doors, Willow, Top Gun, The Island of Dr. Moreau, Heat, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and every scene he elevated with soul and swagger. Y'all, I loved his Batman. You left a mark, sir, and here we at PAA salute you with rose water, gun smoke, and a little swagger of our own. A limited run, possibly. Y'all, as an actor myself, we are all just on a search for the truth, and Val had a way of unveiling it that was unmatched. I love that we're having our Doc Holiday today in his honor. Let's open the box. All right, y'all, this is the last one we ordered from PAA, but I want you to see this label. Is that not dapper and glorious? What's it say on his lapel?
Rest in peace, Val. Aww. But if you look closely, it's the same wallpaper that's in Tombstone.
You're right.
It's kind of hard to see, but you'll have to believe me.
Oh, there it is. Y'all, look at that. That's a beautiful blue color on the
Oh, look, his eyes are blue. Everything else is kind of grayscale.
Oh,
but his eyes are blue.
Oh, I love that. Oh, y'all, so much love and care were put into these homages. I can't wait to have my first impression of the scent.
Our friend Lee is the best at creating his own mashups all the time, mixing up different soaps and splashes.
Right.
So it's fun to have one actually in the tub that's pre-mixed for
I'll
us.
be surprised if he has not already tried this. All right, taking it in. I'm going to go into Tombstone and I'm going to find Doc Holliday. Here we go. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Y'all, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. This is not just Tombstone and Dapper Doc pushed together. There's a balance here. So this is sitting at the card table with Doc Holliday. That's the first thing you sense is that glorious lilac and fig of Doc Holliday. And then slowly, as your eyes adjust to the light, the rest of the town starts to come into focus. You start getting a sense of that bar, the Oriental. You start getting wisps of the gunpowder from the gunfights going on in the street outside. A little bit of rose from your fellow players, a little bit of geranium on their face or shoulder, maybe. Y'all, this has acts to it.
It's like a whole story in itself.
Right, it's unfolding. And I would be shocked if there wasn't something right at the border of where these meet that has been a little bit re-perfumed, a little something extra added from Douglas and Fran. I can dream, can't I?
I would not put it past them.
But what it does for me is it bridges the gap between the rose in Tombstone and the lilac in Dapper Docs. And those florals almost come together seamlessly, bringing your nose from Dapper Doc into the greater town of Tombstone. Wow. And you know what else I love about it? Tombstone is a masculine frickin' soap. Leather, gunpowder. Are you kidding me? The only rose in here is the one on his lapel. That's what this is. But this is given a little bit more balance. Somehow those florals are coming together with more of a friendly kind of a nature. This might be more of like an updating of what Tombstone might smell like today. Without all the blood.
So less Wild Wild West, actually.
Right. And you know what's cool? Through the lenses of Dapper Doc, Tombstone is a fabulous scent to rediscover. When I ask for the leather, I get it in a new way. It's slightly sweeter. When I'm looking for the gunpowder, I get it in a little bit more of a refined, pokey way, cutting through that scent from the street outside, just turned down in intensity. Wow. Oh, the sticker for the app. Y'all, the app is lovely, but if you want to support our show by using our affiliate link, and we are so grateful, the app doesn't support that. You have to use a desktop or your phone Safari or something. I want you to join me on the streets of Tombstone.
Okay.
Take this in, see what you get.
All right. Oh, you got it too tight. Oh, wow. That's a fun adventure. I was trying to go in with a whole new, like, pretend you don't know these scents and where does it take you kind of vibe. I still get kind of the Wild West action. Maybe I wouldn't have known exactly. It was completely starting at Tombstone itself, but I know by the leather, the gunpowder, that kind of dryness in the scent that it is. It's definitely somewhere hot and a little more rugged, but there's a fun character. And oddly, the florals, like you said, are kind of the shining stars in here in a way that I wasn't expecting. Like, they become more masculine because of the floral.
Right. It's hard to see the light without some dark.
You know, I forgot. The first time I smelled Tombstone, I got that visualization of the velvety kind of looking wallpaper that you got inside. And somehow the florals in here are cleaning it up. So the Oriental Hotel from Tombstone, the movie, is a little fancier inside. It's kind of been all cleaned up. It's the present day. Wow. And the florals in here are really taking me into that kind of a place inside of Tombstone. I was sort of standing my ground a little bit, smelling Dapper Doc and saying it was a little bit more feminine, at least for me.
For sure.
But putting that into this, it's changed it. The Tombstone side took over, and it's definitely more masculine. Yeah. I actually think this fits a little bit more of the characters from the movie now, putting these two together. I really almost get more of like a stagecoach pulling into town vibe. Like there's like the first time you enter the town, there's something that's coming through here, only because the gals in it were all dolled up. They had the umbrellas, all the fancy thing. So somehow the florals in there are a little bit more of their voice coming to town, but you still have the woods of the building and the gunpowder of everything around you, and even like the horse reins out the window somehow. Like, I'm really in that time period and place immediately, but I'm getting a different perspective putting these two together. If I need a sense of adventure, or if I want to go somewhere I haven't been before, I feel like this is the soap that I'm going to take. Almost like when you watch someone play a role. Like,
Right.
they have to jump in and put themselves in that mindset, in that place, and keep it throughout that whole time while they're acting. I feel like this would be a soap that you'd almost want to wear when you have to play a role like this.
I love that this makes me think of that theater scene, like Calamity Jane, kind of that theater scene, or like Blazing Saddles had the theater scene with Lily von Stupp.
Can you imagine performing and people shooting at you?
Yeah, I've done some crappy shows. But yeah, I'm putting my flag in that. People are ready for a nice night out at the theater, but you still aren't forgetting where you're at. That's what this smells like.
It's interesting, though, how there isn't as much tobacco or alcohol kind of built in that you would, just because that's what took place in these towns, you kind of would think it'd be in there.
This is brilliant because what it's not. Certain things would have just been easy, and I'll say it, cliched, to put in here. They were avoided. Oh, Tombstone? No, that's not Val Kilmer, although it looks a lot like him. Great actor, high scores on Rotten Tomatoes. What was his name? Douglas Meath? This is Val Kilmer, though, I think, right? We all know this? Well, that's kind of cool. New York Magazine just did a whole series of covers of Broadway stars who were in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, dressed as the characters they played in their 20s. So cool. This is almost, for me, what Doc Holliday would have looked like if he wasn't sick, if he'd have made it to 40 or 50 or 60. And y'all, this is our Phoenix vegan base being loaded onto our bougie sticks from Amazon.com so we don't contaminate our mashup. Oh, come over here. And where'd you get this lovely bowl from?
This is my AKA custom bowl that I had made, but it matches really well with my Star Wisp from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, so I had to bust this out. That was my first brush that I got from Phoenix.
And these are unicorn tears and our bougie sprayer from Sean and Julie Smoldridge. Thanks, you guys. All right, Sarah's just going to go to town now, loading up that soap onto her brush. Now, we use a little heat and friction with our fingers to make a solid plane of that soap, so the brush pulls up layers rather than chunks.
It's funny, my brain is still trying to diagnose that thing from Dapper Doc that I was thinking was grape. It's not, but it's funny, that purple, I'm like, wait, I just got to whiff again.
Well, just that nostalgia of grape soda for you. Sometimes the nose translates nostalgia as a scent note.
I think it's the grape Smarties candy or the grape chapstick. Like, there's something in there my brain
There's
wants.
no grape in here, but I can totally understand how her brain is perceiving that.
And then when you put it next to the Tombstone, it almost makes the brighter stuff brighter or the sweeter stuff sweeter, and the rest stays pretty dry.
Dapper Doc's was so good. I do not know which one I want to shave with first. Okay, Dapper Doc's simultaneously needed Tombstone and didn't need Tombstone.
That's why you could buy both.
It's fabulous on its own, and it's incredible in the mashup, and I'm actually not sure which one I like better. I don't think this is eligible for our Masterpiece collection, because it's a mashup of two other soaps.
Right, and one is already
And
in.
one's already a masterpiece. But Tombstone is pretty masterpiece on its own, too, so I don't know what to do.
We didn't really have that scale at that time, so...
It's masterpiece adjacent, that's to be sure, at the very least.
And I know we never talk about lather, my friends, but it is literally falling out of the bowl.
I can't not watch a Western movie now without wearing Tombstone.
Yep.
I don't always want to wear it to go out, but I always want to wear it to watch a movie with horses in it.
I feel like when we go to Frontierland, we're going to have to bring some with us and throw it on.
Yeah, it's funny. Speaking of Calamity Jane, when Walt Disney was building the Golden Horseshoe Saloon at his parks, he told Harper Goff, I kind of want a saloon that looks like the one in Calamity Jane. Have you seen Calamity Jane? Harper Goff was the scenic designer for Calamity Jane. So he just went over to Warner Brothers and grabbed the blueprints and built Walt his own. He got his own. Walt walked in and went, wow, you got really close. He got really close. This is exact. And y'all, this is something you'll only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the I Ain't No Daisy Whiff on 3, 1, 2. Wow, that's good.
Right?
Hold on. Oh.
I gotta say, if I didn't know that either of those other two soaps existed, this is a wonderful way to meet everything.
Y'all, and if your beloved at home is not so much a fan of Tombstone, that masculine leather, that gunpowder, this is going to be your way to wear it whenever you want.
It just tames it down just a little bit.
Now, on the crowd-pleasing scale, I don't expect this to go to 11. But where do you put it? Because I would put Tombstone at like a 5. I get sort of polarizing results from Tombstone. But this makes it way more crowd-pleasing, I would think. Like, where do you put this?
I'm thinking more like 7, 7.5.
Yeah,
like, the leather
7.
isn't as obvious. It's still there. But the other florals and stuff around it kind of tame it down just a little bit.
But here's what's awesome about that. This, at a 7, is way harder to do than an aftershave at an 11. You know what I mean? It is insane that they have taken these scent notes from the Old West, from Tombstone, from going there themselves, and crafted something so glorious and beautiful. All right, y'all, it is time to go back to Tombstone and look at these scent notes. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Here are your scent notes. Top notes of
Gunpowder, the echo of a final shot.
leather and tobacco, worn, warm, confident.
Geranium and bergamot. That's what we were missing earlier.
Yes.
Clean and classic, like a well-dressed gunslinger.
Lady Banksia white rose, sourced from Tombstone's legendary 1885 rose bush, the scent of eternal spring and desert ghosts.
Lilac and fig, a Victorian whisper, soft and bittersweet, carried in from the east.
Musk and desert memory, a finish that lingers long after the smoke clears.
That's how I know I'm for sure somewhere I've never been before, that last little chunk.
And I love that they put lilac and fig, the Dapper Dock scent, in the center, because it is surrounded by Tombstone.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was, the Lady Banksia rose. I remember there was a fun different rose in Tombstone that really caught my nose. No, I was going to say my eye, but my nose. But the geranium and bergamot really help blend the two sides of both of these soaps together to create its own.
There is geranium in Tombstone, so the only scent notes that might be added that are not on the sales page of the other two are musk and desert memory.
But they are needed, my friends. They really are the perfect send-off at the end of the whiff, because you jump in, and then the florals kind of take you on a little ride, but you need that little desert, musky, dirt-oriented thing.
And I love that he used the word memory. Val's not with us anymore, but his memory is. And while Tombstone sits in the background of this is still definitively and completely an Old West scent, where I don't think Dapper Doc's is.
Right. Somehow I think putting those together really helps you see how Doc Holliday fit into the scenescape of Tombstone.
Right. And I know we never comment on lather here at the Barbershop Duet, but y'all, look at this. It just keeps on giving. And while we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, we do realize from watching the Shave Arcade that we take great benefit in seeing how that lather coats Angelo's face. I will show you. Watch this. I'm just going to barely touch it. Y'all. Oh, it's just something you look forward to. Like Lee Noon says, he used to hate mornings. Now, best part of his day.
It's so funny that these technically were not made to go together because they fit so well. You would think that this is where it started, and then they pulled them apart.
When you look for the rose, you just go on a whole new adventure. That is a charmer.
The geranium and the lilac, like all three of those, just have a little stand through the whole whiff.
I might say the spine of this, although it's a bit in the background, the spine of this is floral, which makes it beautiful because everything else dancing around, you wouldn't think would click with floral, but God, they sure do.
If you could buy a ticket to this theme park, I would show up off this scent.
Oh, and that just sparked a memory. Let's take this a little deeper. And you know what's funny? You used to work for Disneyland. I used to go there so much they just about hired me. Frontierland does not smell like this. Aces and Eights by 345 Soap. That smelled like Frontierland for me. A caricature version of it. A homey funnel cake fun day at the theme park version. Y'all, Tombstone and Dapper Doc's are different. This is what Tombstone, Arizona might have actually smelled like in my imagination when Doc Holliday was walking down the street. Dapper Doc smells just like somebody like Doc Holliday would smell in my imagination sauntering up to the poker table, ready to cash in his chips. So y'all, when you smell this, there is just something real about it. I use the word whimsical on this show a lot. I haven't said it for this. I didn't say it for Tombstone. It is a real Old West, comfort your soul, kick your feet up and watch the dust in the rays of the sun kind of a feeling that this gives you. And I am so grateful to have a little bit more of a gentle, little bit more of a floral version of Tombstone to enjoy on those days when I don't feel like a gunfight. I just want to watch the sun go down over the OK Corral.
I do feel like having this version is a little bit more crowd pleasing, so you could still secretly know that you're wearing your Tombstone, but it just has a little bit more of a spin on things.
Oh, and here's the moment I've been waiting for, because mysteries and wonders often reveal themselves in the splash. Douglas will tell you that these are one-dimensional scents in the splash. They are still three-dimensional scents. There's a journey they take, and your own natural body scent notes are a giant part of that. All right, the little shake and pop here. I'm going to get my fingernail under this little cap here, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. You want to go first with this?
Yeah. All right, friends.
Oh, we're going to have a nice Western walk today.
We are. Right, Tombstoned Immaculate. Ooh,
Whoa.
I woke up the dove.
Oh.
Oh, there's layers to this, my friend.
Holy, smell the leather.
Okay, that honeysuckle kind of thing in the middle of Dapper Doc has matched well with the leather in here that it's a whole new daytime adventure.
Right, and a phenomenon I don't see very often. Scent notes coming together to build new scent notes. I'm getting giant senses from this that are not anywhere near the stuff on that list.
Right?
Whoa.
I'm reading here, it does say tobacco here. There's something in that caramely kind of yellowy color that woke up in the splash.
Well, I was kind of saying, I could totally see how if it was me perfuming this, I would have put tobacco in Dapper Docs, and I probably would have thrown it off a little bit. It might have made it a little better, might have made it a little worse. I love that I can now experience the tobacco from this in this. Like I said, I love they didn't really need each other, but they kind of did.
I mean, think of in the movie with Doc Holliday, he's literally smoking and drinking the whole time. Like, it's kind of built into his character.
Well, he didn't have long to live. I'd spend it all at Disneyland. So I know it's a little like choosing among your children, but do you have a favorite around here for these three?
Okay, I'm going to do it a Sarah version of favorite. I think I would wear Dapper Docs the most. I think if I want the fun adventure side, I would jump in to the Tombstone Immaculate. If we're going to watch a Western, I still need to have this one.
And I love that in my imagination, I can consider this my Tombstone Barbershop. A beautiful sense of the town and a beautiful sense of a room where you're going to be put together.
It still has that best friend side from Dapper Docs too that stays in here that's not in Tombstone.
Right.
So if you want it to be a little more friendly, I would go more with the Tombstone Immaculate version.
You know, you have those kind of friends that would step in front of danger for you. Well, Doc Holliday actually did. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Wyatt Earp, trying to make his way the best he can as a retired lawman in Tombstone, Arizona, looking to make his fortune in a casino. Well, just about the time the local band of cowboys starts raising trouble and making it clear that you may not make it home for dinner that night, your friend is going to make his way out of the shadows, offer to be your huckleberry, and you are going to get your own. So head over to their website at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com, or even better, do it by way of the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, which lets them know that we sent you, and it gives us back a small percentage of the sale, which we'll probably spend on soap so we can make more episodes. It's at no cost to you, and we would be grateful.
I am back from my shave with Tombstoned Immaculate, and boy was it fun. The florals in this and the way that they interact with the gunpowder and the leather just adds a fun sense of adventure. So whenever I need to just have a little fun, I think that's when I'll reach for this one. And to have a nice floral bright side to this is super great. The lather on this is a wonderful friend to go back to when I just want to be able to have a nice shave and enjoy myself. So I will be back for this very soon. Thank you.
Welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $20 to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I just love that Dapper Docs is not that much of an Old West scent, but when it went into Tombstone, it just blew up Old West.
And it was almost, to me, the little fun character we needed to be in Tombstone to really appreciate the parts of it that are Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone's more for watching movies that's just guys and cows, but if you're watching one that's got some lady characters in it, this may be your pony. Pony! And Douglas and Fran as great storytellers in your own right with your own medium. Thank you for knowing how much actors matter and doing this for Val.
I'm excited to know we have 2 more cents to spend a little more time with him as the rest of our day goes.
Right. Stay tuned for the rest of our Doc holiday. In fact, Douglas Smythe wrote the Doc the Halls line. That's why I write to him.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.